Hello, and welcome back to a chapter a day. It's morning, so good morning, and it's Friday. Yay, end of another week. So we are in Exodus chapter 17 today. Short chapter. So we have seen the children of Israel being fed by God in the wilderness. Manna. However they describe it, like little wafers or little snowflakey looking things on the ground, and the instructions God gave them. Make sure and just take for what you need that day, so that they can see that God is their provider and they are not the ones providing for themselves. But of course, like us do, we don't listen to what God says, and we think we know better. So they saw the consequences of when they stored up too much. It got worms and rotted. And on the day before the Sabbath, the sixth day, they were supposed to store up twice as much, because on the seventh day, the Sabbath, God would not be raining any manna from heaven. So they would have enough for the next day. So God gave them all the instructions they needed, and it was up to them to follow it or not. But there would always be consequences for not following God's word. And it's on us. It's on us. Okay, so now we are in chapter 17 of Exodus. And all the congregation of the children of Israel journeyed from the wilderness of Sin after their journeys, according to the commandment of the Lord, and pitched in Rephidim. And there was no water for the people to drink. Wherefore the people did chide with Moses, and said, Give us water that we may drink. And Moses said unto them, Why chide ye with me? Wherefore do ye tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water, and the people murmured against Moses, and said, Wherefore is this that thou hast brought us up out of Egypt, to kill us, and our children, and our cattle with thirst? And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, What shall I do unto this people? They be almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go on before the people, and take with thee of the elders of Israel, and thy rod, wherewith thou smotest the river. Take in thine hand, and go. Behold, I will stand before thee there upon the rock in Horeb, and thou shalt smite the rock, and there shall come water out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. And he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the chiding of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, Choose us out men, and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in mine hand. So Joshua did as Moses had said to him, and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. And it came to pass, when Moses held up his hand, that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands were heavy, and they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat thereon. And Aaron and Hur stayed up his hands, the one on the one side, and the other on the other side, and his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua. For I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar, and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. For he said, Because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. That is the end of the reading of Exodus chapter 17. Short chapter, like I said. And I'll recap. The children again of Israel are walking through the wilderness, because remember, God didn't take them back the way they came the very first time, hundreds of years when their forefathers came in. they went a different way because he was trying to shield them from any war with the enemies like the Philistines. So they would become too soon discouraged and so close to Egypt still that some of them may just have ran right back. So he's taking them through a different route and it's wilderness. So again, after they had seen the miracle worked, not to mention the pillar of cloud in the front of them during the day and the pillar of fire at night, for some reason they still didn't seem to trust that God was with them. It's not too much different with us. It's just that we have to remember. They could have seen, they had signs, but for us, we have to remember and keep remembering how God brought us through times before. Whew. But anyway, after that, and they saw how God parted the Red Sea. I mean, that would have been etched in my mind forever. At least I hope so. But they again murmured when they came to the place where the water was bitter. And they just could not drink it. So Moses got instructions as to put a type of branch of a tree inside of the water, and he did, and the waters were drinkable. So now they were hungry. God provided them manna, raining from heaven. And they said flesh, but I'm not sure. They didn't give too many details about flesh in the evening. So maybe they did have flesh to eat. So now they're walking on. Maybe the water that they have gathered is already low. So they start chiding, complaining, wanting to string up poor Moses. As he said, they want to stone me. And that's a lot of people for him to be leading. Oh my God, but it's not really him. He's the visionary, but it's God that's leading these people. And they fail to see that. That cloud, it wouldn't leave them, but they just fail to see. This is God leading us. So God told Moses, you know what? Go ahead. And this time you're going to have to bring water out because there was no water there exactly. So he told him he'll be standing upon the rock and you just come on and smite the rock. That time God told him to smite the rock and the water will come out and let the people drink. Wow. I don't know what they thought after they have seen all of these miracles of God. And the cloud and the fire. I can't get over that. It's there to show you I'm with you. We don't see all that stuff. We have to know in our hearts God is with us and believe. And sometimes it's really hard. So now they have an enemy coming at them. The Amalekites from Amalek. And they wanted to fight with them. And Moses say, hey, you know what? Let's get some people together, some men, and you guys go out and fight the Amaleks. So they were ready for everything. Okay, and Joshua and Hur went on and helped Moses, because while they were fighting, every time Moses' hand was up, the Israelites were winning. And then when his hand went down, because, you know, it's hard to stand with your hands up like that for a lengthy time. So Hur and Aaron wisely decided to hold his hands up for him while the battle went on, and they put a stone for him to sit on. It's always good to have people on your side, and God most of all. So that's how the battle was won until the sun. Oh, they fought for quite some time, I guess. And they said that Joshua discomfited Amalek and the people with the edge of the sword. So Joshua was a fighter. Yeah. Joshua was a fighter. So now that we have seen that ended, God told them that he will make sure and write that down to record this for memorial for the children, so that he will remove the Amalekites from under heaven, to utterly put them out of their remembrance. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. Here again we see another name for God based on their circumstances. And that is the end of this chapter 17, short chapter, very amazing again to see God's working on behalf of the people, and it's the same God, and he will do the same miracles for us as needed. So let's keep on trusting, believing, even though we don't see, because faith comes by hearing God's word. Have a wonderful day until our next reading. Bye.